Welcome everybody to Headlock Field, where in today's game is between the visiting Marshwood Eagles and your Portland Bulldogs. Coming into this game, Marshwood is 3-2. They've had a really great season. They did drop 2 in a row, but came back with a win against Wyndham in their last game, 1-0. Their previous 4 games, their first game was against Biddeford. They won that 8-2. They beat Gorham 6-4. They took Scarborough to 8 innings, who's the #1 team right now in the South Class A. It was 5-4, and they lost to Thornton Academy 9-6. So this team can beat the best. They showed it against Scarborough, who hasn't lost a game this year. Scarborough is 4-0. And so they're going to look to get 2 in a row today against Portland. But Portland played yesterday against Cheverus. That game was 6-1, a loss. They are 1-4 on the season. It's not been a great start to the season for this Portland Bulldogs team, but they are going to look to get back in the win column after dropping 2 straight against Kennebunk and Cheverus. And so we'll see if Portland can get back in the win column or if Marshwood will get 2 in a row. And we'll be back for the national anthem and the lineups.
Would you please rise and focus your attention to the American flag, and please remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And here we go for the top of the first. And for Marshwood, their starting batting order is leading off is Noah Fitzgerald, Tyler Hussey, Henry Dimmerling, Riley Parnham, Alex Hussey, Charlie Hudson, Ben Garapi, Ronan Garrett is the DH, and Ronan Casey. In the field for Portland, in the outfield, Mancini, Buck, and Temple. In the infield is Allen, Babot, Terrio, and Faye LeBlanc. Behind the plate is Lucas Milliken, and the starting pitcher for Portland is number 21, Sam Payne. So here comes Noah Fitzgerald to start things for Marshwood.
Beautiful day today at Hadlock.
It's up high for ball 1. a correction. I called Marshwood the Eagles. They are the Hawks. Down low, 4-2.
Well, the only thing I can say about that, Seth, is they're both birds of prey. So
it's down the middle for the first strike of the game. And it's ripped into the outfield. It's over the head of Buck. And Fitzgerald is going to try to go 3. And he's going to stand up, getting the leadoff triple. And so that brings up Tyler Hussey. And Marshwood, one hit away from taking an early lead. And that's on the outside corner for strike 1.
yeah, I mean that was a really nice hit. Center fielder for Portland had to run quite a bit, but just couldn't catch up to it.
It's in the dirt, and it's by Milliken, and that's going to score Fitzgerald. Count is 1-1. Marshwood up 1-0. It's on the outside corner for strike 2. It's outside. 2-2 count. And that's a dribbler to LeBlanc, and he'll step on the bag for the first out. So Henry Dimmerling will be at the plate.
Well, and that was good for Portland to have a nice, easy out. Bases are cleared, so it's a whole new inning.
Swing and a miss.
And Marshwood looks like they brought up a halfway decent crowd with them.
And a timeout by Dimmerling. And that touches the strike zone for strike 2. And a pitch high. It's a 1-2 count to Dimmerling. And down low, Dimmerling held his swing up.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to go on that one, but being pretty patient.
2-2 pitch for Payne. And that's just high. So Dimmerling fighting back to create this full count. And that's into the outfield. Buck will scoop it and throw it in. So a 1-out single for Henry Dimmerling, bringing up Riley Parnham.
Well, and 2 out of the 3 batters here for Marshwood have hit the ball pretty hard, so their timing looks pretty good. Keep our eye out on the runner on first.
That's on the outside corner for strike 1. And Dimmerling takes off. Milliken will throw down. It's not in time. The count is 0-2. And that's hit towards Mancini, and it drops. So runners on the corners for Marshwood.
And the first base coach is getting piled up with player equipment.
In the dirt for ball 1 to Alex Hussey.
Yeah, nowadays the life of the first base coach on all levels, they end up with a lot of equipment.
In the dirt for ball 2. In the dirt for ball 3.
Yeah, he's keeping the ball away, so maybe this batter likes the ball on the inside.
And it's on the inside bottom half of the plate.
And I assume he was taking that one all the way. Certainly if that pitch is there again, I'm assuming he's going to swing.
And that's hit to LeBlanc. And the run scores. So 2 outs. Parnham on second. Dimmerling scored on that. So it's 2-0 Marshwood.
Well, 2 hard hit balls and 2 nice easy grounders to the first baseman in between.
And Charlie Hudson at the plate. Ball is low. 1-0 count.
So we had a hard hit ball, grounded to first, hard hit ball, grounded to first. Let's see what happens now.
It's fouled back. It's a 1-1 count, 2 outs. In the dirt for ball 2.
Long top of the first inning here.
And that's hit into the outfield. That's going to get into the gap. That's going to score another run. And a stand-up double for Hudson.
Well, it's certainly following the order of batters, isn't it?
So,
can we assume this is going to be a grounder to first?
So now Marshwood has 4 hits with a 3-0 lead in the top of the first. It's on the outside corner for strike one to Ben Garapi. It's fouled. It's an 0-2 count. Payne 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. And that's hit by Bebeau. And that's going to bring around Hudson. So that's the 5th hit. In this inning so far for Marshwood.
And more equipment for the coach.
And Ronan Garrett is batting with Garapi at first. And Garapi takes off. It's going to one hop and thrown out.
Wow.
So
that was great control of that ball.
And just like that, Portland gets out of the inning, but not after Marshwood puts 4 on the board. And so after half an inning complete, it's Marshwood 4, Portland coming up. Here we go for the bottom of the first. The starting batting order for Portland, leading off is Hunter Temple, Regan Buck, Henry Bebeau, Sam Payne, Liam Fay LeBlanc, Lucas Milliken, Cam Allen. The DH is Nathan Milliken, and rounding things out is Joe Mancini. In the field for Marshwood, in the outfield, is Garapi, Fitzgerald, and Casey. In the infield is Hussey, Alex Hussey, Tyler Hussey, Brady Isabel, and Riley Parnham. Behind the plate is Henry Dimmerling, and the starting pitcher for Marshwood is number 6, Charlie Hudson.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the home runs is the right fielder, number 2, Hunter Temple.
So Hunter Temple at the plate. And Hudson can relax with a 4-run lead. And outside for ball 1. Inside for ball 2. It's fouled. It's a 2-1 count. It's on the outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, that was a tough pitch. Even if he had swung at it, it may have been just a little off the end of the bat.
And that's ripped towards Alex Hussey fires over and gets him in time.
Nice catch and throw.
So one away for Regan Buck.
Number 5, Regan Buck.
And that's fouled back. It's a 1-1 count. And Dimmerling going to talk to Hudson. Maybe to reset signs or... And that's also hit to Alex Hussey, and it goes by him. It took a funky bounce. And we'll score that a hit. So that brings up Henry Bebeau.
Keep our eye on the runner at first.
And pitch drops in for strike one.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pitch. Had Bebeau bending back a little bit, and it dropped right over the plate. Now I'm assuming he's going to go to the outside of the plate on this one.
And that's a high pop-up in the outfield. It's Fitzgerald catching it. Buck was halfway to second. You could hear someone yelling 1-1-1. And they potentially could have picked off Buck for the third out. The throw was not made. So that brings up Sam Payne. And Buck takes off. It's a swing and a miss. And Buck just makes it.
Yeah, he slides feet first. Normally, sliding into the bag out there, you slide hands first.
And so it's an 0-1 count. And inside for ball one. And it's up high for ball two. And a pickoff attempt. Buck gets back safely. It was a low throw. Payne rips it foul down the first base side. It is a 2-2 count. Up high for ball 3. Three-two pitch is fouled back. And that's hit between the first and second baseman. Buck is going to be waved around and save. Buck slides under the tag.
Well, there you go. Nice hit. Nice run to the plate. Play was close, but he was definitely in.
And so an RBI single for Sam Payne. And that brings up Liam Fay LeBlanc. Way outside for ball 1.
Yeah. You think maybe intentional to see if he was going to take off on the first pitch?
And that's hit to Isabel, fires over to first, and gets the third out. And so that ends the first inning, but Portland gets one back to decrease the lead to 3 runs. And so after one complete, it's Marshwood 4, Portland 1. Here we go for the top of the second. Ronan Garrett will be at the plate again after Garapi got picked off, trying to steal.
And that was a long first inning. That was like 25 minutes.
Quick 2-0 count. And that's inside for ball 3. And in the dirt, so a 4-pitch walk to Ronan Garrett.
Yeah, tough way to start.
And so that brings up Ronan Casey.
Keep our eye out on the runner at first. And generally, walks come back to haunt you. So Portland's got to play some good defense here.
And checking on Garrett. And a bunt attempt. And that is a strike.
And you know what's amazing about that? He missed the bunt. It went off the catcher, and it went to a great position if it were a bunt.
Casey lays down the bunt again. It's picked up by Payne. Throw over to get the out. No one at third, so Bebeau went over to cover. And so Garrett moves over on the throw.
Well, and it looks like Marshwood trying to get that run back. Playing small ball.
So back to the top of the lineup, Noah Fitzgerald. Dips below the strike zone for ball one. And a time called by Fitzgerald. And it's a pop-up in the infield. Payne will track it down to get the second out. And so that brings up Tyler Hussey. Forgot to mention Fitzgerald had that leadoff triple. And started things off with that and a run for Marshwood in the first. And Hussey grounded out to first base. That's going to bring around another run. And that's off the helmet
Oh, my goodness.
of Garrett.
Jeez.
And that advances Hussey.
Well, thankfully he's not injured, you know, and he had a helmet on because, you know, a baseball traveling from center field and hitting on your head is not going to feel good. So thankfully his helmet hadn't come off while he was rounding the bags.
So all but two players so far have reached base for Marshwood. Henry Dimmerling got a single in his last at-bat.
Well, they got the run back.
1-0 count. And that's hit towards Buck. Buck will watch it into his glove for the third out. But not after Marshwood gets their run back to make it a 4-run lead again. And so after 1.5 complete, it's Marshwood 5, Portland 1. Here we go for the bottom of the second. Leading things off is Lucas Milliken. It's in there for strike one.
Beautiful pitch.
In there for strike two. Up high for ball one.
And the Portland crowd's starting to trickle in here. It's getting pretty good on that side.
And this is seems like the first day in a while that we've had sun.
Yeah, a lot of high school sports this past week got postponed.
And swing and a miss for strike three. And so that brings up Cam Allen. Right down the middle for strike one. And that's hit to Tyler Hussey. Fires over and just gets him. It was a high throw, but Parnham was able to catch the ball and land on first before Allen got there.
Yeah, that's one of those that you know you have to jump. You just hope you come down sooner than the runner passes the bag.
And so that brings up Nathan Milliken. It's on the outside corner for strike one.
Well, and the pitcher for Marshwood looks like he settled in here in the bottom of the second.
And that's a hit into center for Nathan Milliken. And so that brings up Joe Mancini. And that's a blooper into left. So 2 quick hits for Portland.
So did I just do the broadcaster bad luck on the pitcher by saying he settled in and now 2 straight hits?
It might be. And that brings the top of the lineup for Portland, Hunter Temple.
Well,
grounded out to third base, his first at bat.
Well, I apologize for that.
And that's a strike. It's a prime opportunity for Portland to get back into this game. That curved right over the plate. It's an 0-2 count to Temple. In the dirt. Not far enough for any of the runners to move. So it's a 1-2 count. Up high for ball 2. In the dirt for ball 3. And so both runners will be on the move. Full count, 2 outs. They will move on the pitch. And that's rocketed foul. So we'll do it all over again. Three-two pitch, and that's popped into the infield. It's in foul territory, and it's foul. The wind has definitely played a factor so far on these pop-ups.
Yeah, I mean, once it clears the roof of the stadium, you know, the inside may be blowing differently than outside, so changes the ball direction.
And there are flags that are lining the outside of the ballpark. That's ripped into left. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. That's going to score 2. And that's a 2 RBI double for Hunter Temple. And so Regan Buck comes to the plate, and that's going to trigger a mound visit on that hit to settle things down. It was 2 quick outs to Lucas Milliken and Cam Allen, but since then it's 3 straight hits for Portland to get back into this game.
Yeah, and that ball that was just hit was perfect. No one was going to catch it, and, you know, knocking in 2 runs here is, you know, that it changes the dynamics of this game.
But it's that thing about just because you're at the bottom of the lineup doesn't mean that you're not a good hitter. And you could see that the 8th and 9th hitters are the reason why Portland's back into this game. And if you're Marshwood, you got to hope Charlie Hudson settles things down before any more damage.
Well, and I can see a relief pitcher from Marshwood going down to the bullpen already to start warming up.
And that's low and outside for ball 2.
Well, you know, here we are in the bottom of the second, and, you know, once was a good promising lead for Marshwood has shrunk, and the Marshwood coach, you know, doesn't want anything else to happen.
That's on the inside corner for strike 1. In the dirt, it's a 3-1 count.
Well, the wheels on the bus have come off here.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pitch. You couldn't lay off on that one.
So the count is full. Hunter Temple at second. And that's popped up foul, and that's going to leave the ballpark. So if the ball is going to be tracked down, someone's going to have to go all the way around.
Yeah, it's out on Park Avenue, probably across the street.
So it's still a 3-2 count. 2 outs. Temple at second. And a swing and a miss is the 3rd out of the inning, but not after Hunter Temple with a 2 RBI double to put 2 on the board for Portland. And so after 2 complete, it's Marshwood 5, Portland 3. Here we go for the top of the 3rd. Leading things off for Marshwood is Riley Parnham. And that dropped over on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Parnham last time up got a single. And that's lined into center. Buck able to get to that one.
Yep, nice loud out.
And Marshwood, so far this game, has had some loud contact.
Yeah, they certainly been beaten up on the baseball there.
Ball in the dirt to Alex Hussey. Last time up, grounded out to the first baseman. And that's hit into the outfield. And it's going to be in the picnic area. In the dirt for ball 2. Outside for ball 3. And that's going to be a walk. And so that brings up Charlie Hudson. And a timeout by Hudson.
Yeah, with a runner on first, a little cat and mouse going on.
And that was a one-hopper to LeBlanc. And the pitch is outside. And that's going to hit the net. And it's a wild pitch to put Alex Hussey at second.
Yeah, and that's a tough one. You don't want to. Now they got a runner in scoring position with a chance to get a run back. You know, just after you've got 2 runs in the bottom of the second.
And that's outside again. And not what you want if you're Sam Payne. And that's in there for strike 1. Fouled back. So it's a full count now to Hudson. And Hussey takes off, but it's fouled back.
Well, Marshwood with a little chance here. Or taking a chance.
And that's over the plate for strike 3.
Big strikeout.
And Hudson knew it as soon as the pitch went over the plate. There was no argument from him. So that brings up Ben Garapi. Last time up, got a single and was thrown out trying to steal. It's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And it's popped up. And that's on Park Avenue too.
Yeah, you can hear that hit right above us. I know my biggest fear is one of those hard hit foul balls coming straight back here at the camera. You know, because you automatically think to protect yourself, but you also have to protect the camera.
And that's a little outside.
Yeah, I didn't think the umpire would give him that pitch. It was pretty close to, you know, if it was the first pitch, maybe, but not the third strike.
So a 1-2 count. Hussey takes off, but it's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And so that ends the inning. Marshwood stranding 1 at second.
And that was a good inning because they put a donut up there.
And so a somewhat clean inning for Sam Payne. And after 2.5 complete, it's Marshwood 5, Portland 3. Here we go for the bottom of the third. Henry Bebeau leading things off. Last time up, flew out to the center fielder. That's down low for ball 1. In there for strike 1. And that's ripped into left. So a loud single for Henry Bebeau. And that brings up Sam Payne.
Well, good way to start off this half inning.
And it does look like we have a change in left field. Is number 1 Silas Remels. It's right down the middle for strike 1 to Sam Payne. And that's hit into center. Fitzgerald will pick it up and fired it into the infield.
All right. This start of the bottom of the third has gotten even better.
And the corners are in for Liam Fay LeBlanc. We'll see if he lays down the bunt.
Or he could try to slap it past the third baseman.
And he is going to attempt the bunt. He pulls it back. It is over the plate for strike one. It's down low for ball one. And not sure if LeBlanc will try to lay down the bunt, as Hussey and Dimmerling go to talk to the pitcher.
A lot of empty space over there between the shortstop and the third baseman. If he could somehow take it the other way.
And he's gonna, no. He looked like he was gonna bunt, pull back, and swung and missed. And pitcher checking on Bebeau. 1-2 count to Fay LeBlanc. And it's fouled off. Remains a 1-2 count. And a pickoff attempt. And Bebeau is back safe.
Yeah, he got in there, you know, with enough time, but you really do got to be careful back there.
In the dirt for ball two. Two and 2 count to Fay LeBlanc. And Hudson steps off.
Yeah, with no pitch timer down here at the high school level, it gets painful sometimes.
And that's outside for ball three. So Fay LeBlanc battles back to make this a 3-2 count. Henry Bebeau at second, Sam Payne at first. And that's hit into center and caught by Fitzgerald.
It's a big out here for Marshwood.
And so that brings up Lucas Milliken. Last time up, struck out in the second.
Yeah, nice hard hit ball, unfortunately right at someone.
It's low and outside for ball one.
And Marshwood bullpen is active again.
And it's fouled. 1-1 count. It's over the head of Milliken.
Well, you know, after the bottom of the first, the Portland batters are really making this pitcher work.
And a pickoff attempt to try to get Payne.
Well, and a good backup out there by the right fielder if that ball had gotten by. So good heads-up play out there.
Believe it's a 3-1 count. And that's right to the pitcher. They're going to try to turn two, and the throw to first is offline.
But that was the right play, because now you still can get an out at either first or second, the third out. So that was a heads-up play.
So that's scored as a 1-6 on the second out. So runners on the corners, Bebeau at third, Milliken at first with Cam Allen at the plate. Last time up, grounded out to shortstop. Outside for ball one. And for Portland, it's just about chipping away at this lead. And that's hit by the third baseman, so that's going to score a run. Bebeau comes across the plate. So Cam Allen with an RBI single.
Well, I mean, there you go. Throw a little wide on that attempted double play. If it was right on, they would have been out of the inning. But that's why you hustle down the line, just in case.
And so they have scored 3 out of their 4 runs with 2 outs, Portland. Then they have 4 strike 1 to Nathan Milliken. He started the 2-run bottom of the second with a single. And that's popped up to Isabel, and he'll track it down to get the third out, but not after Portland gets one back. And so after 3 complete, it's Marshwood 5, Portland 4. Here we go for the top of the 4th. Leading things off for Marshwood is Ronan Garrett as the pitch is up high. Two and 0 count. It's up high for ball 3. And last time up, Garrett got walked on 4 straight pitches. Right on the inside part of the plate for strike one. And 2 straight walks for Garrett, bringing up Ronan Casey.
Oh. Did they call that a strike?
They must have. So it was a full count, and now it's a walk, which brings up Ronan Casey.
I mean, I didn't see really an indication from the umpire that it was a strike. The batter had thrown his bat like he thought it was a ball also, so we all got fooled.
And it's on the inside part of the plate for strike one to Casey. And Garrett is checked on.
Back easy.
It's a bunt. It's packed to Payne. Payne will fire over to first for the first out. And Ronan Casey with the same 1-3 as his last at bat.
Well, Marshwood playing small ball there, trying to get a runner in scoring position to get a run back, because that 4-0 lead is now dwindled to 5-4.
And Noah Fitzgerald at the plate. That's hit into the outfield. Mancini will track it down for the second out. And so that puts Noah Fitzgerald at 1-3 on the day. Bringing up Tyler Hussey is 1 for 2 with a single. It's outside for ball one. And that one catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. And Garrett takes off, but it's fouled. So it's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, the pitch was a little outside, but the batter, seeing the runner taken off, has to protect the plate.
And that's ripped down the first baseline. That's going to score Garrett. And so Marshwood gets a run back.
Yeah, he put it exactly where the first baseman never had a chance to get it.
And so that brings up Henry Dimmerling.
Well, you know, the bunt to move him over. And a walk, right? Is that a leadoff walk?
Yeah. And that's hit into right towards Temple. Temple will track it down for the third out. But Marshwood ending the 3-run skid that Portland was on and getting one back to grow the lead to 2. And so after 3.5 complete, it's Marshwood 6, Portland 4. Here we go for the bottom of the fourth. It's the 9-1-2 hitter for Portland with Joe Mancini at the plate. Last time up, got a single. And that one curves over the plate for strike one.
Oh, that was a tough pitch.
In the dirt, evening the count out at 1-1. And that's ripped up the middle. It's bobbled by Isabel and not in time. So that's I'm gonna score that as an error. And so that brings the top of the lineup. Hunter Temple is 1-2 with a 2 RBI double in the dirt for ball one.
And the Marshwood bullpen is active again. Player must be ready to go at any time, I guess.
Right down the middle for strike one. It's a 1-1 count. And that one drops over for strike two.
Boy, when he throws that pitch, that is a nasty pitch because you're not quite sure where it's going to go, but you definitely know where it ends up.
So a 1-2 count. And that's hit foul down the third base line. Remains a 1-2 count. No outs. Joe Mancini at first. And that's ripped down the third base line. Temple has been early on the last two pitches. If he just waits a little bit, he can get the same thing he got with that double back in the second. And a swing and a miss, and tried to get Mancini at first.
Yeah, this catch is not afraid to throw the ball around.
And so that brings up Regan Buck, who is 1 of 2 with a single and a strikeout. Inside for ball one. And that touches the inside corner for strike one. That's picked up by Hudson and fires over to first to get Buck.
Well, and the one thing about the pitcher for Marshwood, when the ball's been hit to him, he's not indecisive about anything. He definitely knows which bag he's going to go to.
And so that brings up Henry Babeau.
And that's definitely what you want in your pitcher.
Babeau is 1 of 2 with a single. And that's right down the middle. It's an 0-1 count. Portland trying to get the run back that they let up the top of this inning. And that's called a strike.
And that was a tough take, but
it's in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 count. Outside for ball 2. Not sure how long Charlie Hudson will go, but trying to get out of this inning. And that one's hit foul. Remains a 2-2 count. And that's going to be called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate.
yeah, I'm not sure which pitch Babeau was looking for, but I don't think it was that one.
And so after allowing a base runner on the error by Brady Isabel, Charlie Hudson shuts down the next 3 batters to make it a clean bottom of the 4th. And so after 4 complete, it's Marshwood 6, Portland 4. Here we go for the top of the 5th. Riley Parnham leading things off. Marshwood will bat 4, 5, and 6 for Sam Payne as he throws it outside for ball 1. Ball 2. And Parnham is 1 of 2 with a single and a run. And that's in the dirt for ball 3.
No one warming up for Portland in their bullpen.
And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And that's a 5-pitch walk. Bringing up Alex Hussey is 1 of 1 with a walk.
I think we're going to have a pinch runner. I think maybe number 5.
And that is Dougie Starkey.
He's ready for Marshwood, number 5, Dougie Starkey. He's running for Marshwood, Starkey.
And that's fouled back. Starkey takes off, and it's hit foul.
Well, you know, if he had hit that ball down the line, Starkey would have definitely made it all the way around.
So it's an 0-2 count. And that's outside for ball 1. And Starkey diving back. And that's outside for ball 2. And that's hit to Bebeau. And throws over to first to get Hussey. And it looked like he slipped while running down to first. Moves the runner over on the hit and run.
You know, once again, Marshwood with a runner in scoring position off a walk.
That brings up Charlie Hudson, is 1 for 2 with a double. And that's fouled back. It's a 0-1 count. And that's hit into left, or right, excuse me. And that puts runners on the corners.
Well, and the runner at second was being a little cautious just to make sure it didn't get caught before he took off.
So that brings up Silas Riemels.
Well, Marshwood now putting something together here. A walk and a nice hit to right.
It's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Up high. It's a 1-1 count. And that's hit right to Terrio for an easy out, and that's what Portland needed.
I mean, the way it came off the bat, I thought it was going to center field, but it sounded louder than how far it went.
And so that brings up Ronan Garrett. And swing and a miss for strike one. Garrett has 2 walks on the day, and Hudson
He
slips.
fell. He fell. And no throw. I mean, he was on the ground for a while, and there was no throw to either first or second. Wow. I'm not sure the catcher was even aware.
It's a 1-1 count. And that's in there for strike 2. And I'm wondering if they didn't want to get in a rundown, and maybe he fell on purpose.
Well, it was an interesting play.
Swing and a miss, and it doesn't matter as Portland gets out of the inning with a strikeout. Stranding 2 is for Marshwood, and so another clean inning for Portland, keeps the score the same. And so after 5.5 complete, it's Marshwood 6, Portland 4. And so here we go for the bottom of the 5th. It's 4.5 complete, not 5.5. And so batters 4, 5, and 6 for Portland, with Sam Payne leading things off in the dirt. 4-1.
And now it looks like there is a pitcher starting to warm up in the Portland bullpen.
On the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Sam Payne is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And that's foul tipped.
He waited on it. He just couldn't get it.
And swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 away for Liam Fay LeBlanc. Outside. 4-1. And that's outside again for ball 2. LeBlanc is 0 for 2 so far in this game. That's on the inside corner for strike 1. And that's low for ball 3. And that is called a strike on the outside part of the plate. So full count to Liam Fay LeBlanc. And swing and a miss for the second K of this inning.
The catcher, number 6, Lucas Milliken.
So that brings up Lucas Milliken. With 2 away. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. Outside. It's a 1-2 count to Lucas Milliken. And that's hit out to right, where Casey tracks it down to get the third out. And so after 5 complete, it's Marshwood 6, Portland 4. Here we go for the top of the 6th. Leading things off is Ronan Casey. Last 2 times up have grounded out to the pitcher. It's a foul ball. 0-1 count. That's hit into left. Temple diving, Temple. And it's 1 hop off of his glove. So a leadoff single by Casey brings the top of the lineup back up. And Fitzgerald. And
yeah, that was a good try by Temple, just out of his reach.
Fitzgerald is 1 of 3. And some changes for Portland in the field. Hunter Temple is in left. Liam Fay LeBlanc moved to right. Finn Tidd comes in to play short. Sam Payne moves to first, and Henry Bebeau is now the pitcher for Portland. And a pickoff attempt to try to get Casey. And Casey takes off, and the bunt attempt.
I think it hit his bat.
So it's a 0-2 count. And that one's fouled off.
Well, after the way this game started, Portland has clawed back a little bit. They're still not out of it.
And swing and a miss for strike 3. And so that brings up Tyler Hussey. Is 2 for 3 on the day. Pickoff attempt. And that's hit in foul territory. That's going to go into the picnic area. So it's an 0-1 count. In the dirt, the throw down is not going to be in time. And so that's a successful stolen base by Ronan Casey.
Well, and that was a good heads-up play, too. Saw the ball in the dirt and decided to take off.
And Milliken going to talk to Bobo.
Yeah, at this point, you know, you got to make sure the runner stays at second, but you got to get outs.
And that's over the head of Tyler Hussey. It's a 2-1 count. And that's hit high in the infield. Terrio will drift to his left as the wind is still having an impact on the ball high in the air. And so that brings up Henry Dimmerling. Is 1 for 3 on the day. And Terrio will get the one hopper, fire it to Payne to get the third out. And so Marshwood strands the leadoff runner at second. And so after 5.5 complete, it's still Marshwood 6, Portland 4. Here we go for the bottom of the 6th. Batter 7, 8, 9 for Portland with Cam Allen at the plate. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Swing and a miss, evening the count out, 1-1. And that's over the head of Allen. 2-1 count. And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. And that's hit in to right. And it's caught by Casey. And so that brings up Nathan Milliken. with one away. Milliken is 1 of 2 on the day with a run. And that curved over the plate.
Yeah, he's been throwing that pitch off and on, and it's a definite on pitch for automatic strike.
And fouled back. It's an 0-2 count. Up high for ball 1. And it was a swing and a miss. It's a throw down to first for the second out.
Oh, wait a minute. Was it? No, it was a ball. No, now we're going to have a discussion. So what?
And it was a strikeout. So didn't hold up the swing. And so that's going to bring up Finn Tidd. That's fouled back. And that dropped over.
Oh, jeez.
For strike 2.
There's that pitch again. You know, he can't throw it all the time, but he's definitely choosing when he wants to throw it.
And that's popped up into right, where Casey tracks it down to get the third out of the inning. And so a 1-2-3 inning for Marshwood keeps the score the same. And so after 6 complete, it's Marshwood 6, Portland 4. Here we go for the top of the 7th. Riley Parnham leading things off. It's 4, 5, and 6 for Marshwood. It's up high for ball 1. Parnham 1 of 2 with a single and a walk. Outside for ball 2. Swing and a miss for strike 1. It's a 1-2 count. 2-1 count. Sorry. And that's hit into right. Blank will track it down for the first out. And so that brings up Alex Hussey. And a bunt. Bebeau will pick it up with his bare hand, fire it over, and gets the second out.
Good quick play there by Bebeau. Yeah, a lot of times, you know, when a pitcher or infield is reaching down for a barehanded play, they're looking where they want to throw it, and sometimes they fumble it, but he was perfect on that one.
So that brings up Charlie Hudson. It's inside for ball one.
Not that we're crossing sports when I say fumble it, but you know what I mean.
Oh, and that's... So it's 2-0 count after that pitch. It's on the outside corner for strike one.
Wind is picking up. It's definitely blowing left to right, blowing in.
And he went around.
I figure as long as the wind blows, it might dry out my lawn, that maybe I could mow it after all the rain we've had, but I stepped on it. It was a lake yesterday.
And swing and a miss. And so it's a 1-2-3 inning for Henry Bebeau. And Portland still in this game, but has 3 outs to work with. And so after 6.5 complete, it's Marshwood 6, Portland 4. Here we go for the bottom of the 7th. And he gets hit on the first pitch.
Okay. Well.
And that was Hunter Temple getting hit.
And we're going to one pitch, hit batter, and a mound visit.
And there was 3 changes in the field for Marshwood. And Charlie Hudson is done pitching and goes out to left. Silas Remels is at second, and the new pitcher for Marshwood is Ronan Garrett. Trying to close things out.
Well, tie and run now at the plate. Nobody out. Not the way Marshwood wanted to start this bottom of the 7th.
Regan Buck at the plate. And it was close to the head of Buck. And something that Marshwood does not want to happen is another hit by pitch. And that's in there for strike one. So the first strike thrown by Garrett. And let's see if he settles in now. And it's in the dirt. And Garrett was out in the bullpen for 2-3 innings there, warming up. And that's inside for ball 3.
One pitch away from putting the tying run on the bases. And with a pretty good hitter coming up on deck.
In there for strike 2.
Well, and the batter's definitely got to protect the plate now.
And in the dirt for ball 4.
Wow. And are we gonna have a pitching change? This is a second visit to the mound.
We are.
We are. That was quick.
And so
Number 12.
We'll take a break as the new pitcher warms up. And we're back. So the new pitcher for Marshwood is Brady Isabel. And we'll see if he can close things out. But Portland has 2 on with no outs. And Henry Babeau at the plate. And that curves over for strike 1. And that's on the inside part of the plate for strike 2. And that runs Babeau off the plate for ball 1. And that's a pop-up in the infield. And it's going to be caught by Parnham. So Sam Payne has a chance to knock in a run. And as of right now, Sam Payne is the losing pitcher. So he can change that with one swing. On the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Wow, and the relief pitcher in place of the relief pitcher has come in pretty strong.
Up high for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And a double steal. And that's going to be a strike him out, throw him out. And it could have been a hit and run. And Marshwood gets out of the inning.
Yeah. Not the way you wanted this one to end, but that's the way it ends.
And Portland battled back, but a 4-run top of the first was the downfall for Portland. And
Yeah, it was difficult to come back from that.
And even in yesterday's game at Chevrolet, Portland allowed multiple runs in one inning. It's hard to win games when you'll allow 4 runs in one inning, but Portland certainly battled back. It's one of those things where it's a learning curve that going into future games, knowing that you got to get out of innings early and often to keep the score down. The runs weren't an issue for Portland, but it was the runs allowed that was.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is like you said, they gave up the 4 runs in the top of the first, and then after that, Marshwood scattered 2 runs over the next 6 innings. And so it was just difficult for Portland to dig out of that hole. But, interesting way that this game ended. And it just had to end perfectly for Marshwood with a strike him out, throw him out at third base. Very risky play, but it could have been a high reward, though, at this point. So, I mean, Portland played tough. They did battle back.
And it's been a very tough season for Portland this year. And it's not lack of trying, but they only have 1 win on the season. And so Marshwood will move to 4-2. Portland drops to 1-5 on the season. And so we'll see where Portland goes from here. But it's just about keeping the runs allowed down and just continuing to hit and chip away at these leads if you do happen to let up runs. But 6 was too many for Portland in this game as they dropped this game 6-4 to Marshwood. Saying so long. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying good night.
Thank you very much for watching.